Hey Cube fans, today we're going to be working with Alation. We're going to be adding Cube Cloud as a data source in our Alation data platform. Let's go ahead and dive in. All right, so we're here in Alation. We're going to add a new data source. So if you're not already here, go to Apps and the Data Sources button. Then we can go Add Data Source, and let's give it a name. We'll say Cube Demo. And then we'll assign any data source admins that you want. Our account is already set up like that. And then we are going to set this up ourselves. So we'll continue our setup. And now we can enter a JDBC URI. It's going to look like this with a Postgres prefix, our host name here, the port 5432, and then the database name. So go ahead and put this into our box here. For a driver, we're going to select Postgres, so org.postgres. And we can add more description here if we'd like. We can choose whether it's public or private, and then we'll save and continue. The next step is logging in. So our username is going to be Cube. And then the password, we're going to go back to Cube to find this. So here in Cube, in BI integrations, the SQL API connection, we can just grab the generic password for Cube. We'll copy this and paste it. Now we'll just verify that this has been created and that it works. And we'll save and continue. Now in Cube, we don't expose the query history as a SQL in a SQL table, so we'll go ahead and skip this step. Now we have the initial settings complete. We can go through to general settings, review how this is configured, and then go through the metadata extraction. So this is going to start bringing in the information from Cube into Alation. Great, so found some schemas, found information schema, PG catalog, and public. We can go ahead and bring those in. Public is the one we're interested in, but the other two won't hurt us. And then we'll go ahead and extract that metadata. All right, it was able to successfully extract the schemas. And now let's go over to data sampling. We can go ahead and sample all the tables. All right, it successfully profiled 2 out of 2 tables in 29 seconds. Let's take a look at what we're expecting it to profile here. So over in our data model, we have 4 cubes, and all of these are set to public false, so we're not exposing our cubes downstream, but we are exposing our views. So we have 2 views, orders view, line items view. These are more of the denormalized objects that are going to be our products out of the cube platform. So we should expect to see those 2 brought in as tables. They're going to appear as tables to anything using a Postgres interface, which includes Alation. Continue down our setup path. We don't need to touch anything in the per object parameters here. And again, with query log ingestion, we're not able to do that through the SQL interface. So we'll go ahead and skip that as well. And we'll just go back out to our Cube demo. Great, so now we have this data source. We can see our schemas that we brought in, including public. Let's go ahead and browse that now. Public has 2 views. The line items view, the orders view, they show up as tables here. So if we jump into line items view, we see it's taken a sample. It has all the columns here, including 2 of those kind of hidden helper columns, special columns for Cube where we can handle joins and row level security. But it's got the 6 main columns from the, or 6 main fields from the data set as well. It also includes a sample, so the aggregates are less interesting when you sample at the row level. Obviously, counts will be 1, amounts will be whatever they are at the row level, and we can see more rows as well. Now, some of the interesting things you can do with Alation include the endorsement or the deprecation of the different objects. You can give things a title. So for example, we want to say, my line items. Maybe you have more creative titles, and we want to certify or endorse this and say, you guys, this is something that should be used. Then it'll show up better in the search. We can also go back to our schema. Let's see, orders view. And if we take a look at the columns, we've got things like average order value. And now that we're in the in your catalog, you can search for average order value. And we can see there is average order value from this orders view that we just loaded here. So it's automatically just within a few minutes here, we've got our data loaded into Alation. It's ready to be searched. We can add endorsements for these, so that way folks can find them and trust them more easily. And then you've got the ability to see what's inside Cube from your enterprise data catalog.